Coming into your YouTube airwaves, it's Vaughn, the Stat Man, and welcome to the Stat Room. Woo! And welcome to the Stat Room. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so before I get into this 3-game slate, guys, let me introduce myself. Guys, I am Vaughn the Stat Man. You can follow me on Twitter at Vaughn the Stat Man, and guys, check out the website, vaughnthestatman.com. All right, guys, so before I get into this video, guys, let me give you some 3 key factors. You have to keep this in mind when you're playing fantasy today. Number 1, Anthony Davis is hurt. I don't believe he plays today, so let's just say he's out. That the type of hamstring injury that he had typically will keep a player out for 2 or 3 games. Maybe he'll try to play on it, but if he plays, that's advantage Phoenix because he won't have any mobility and he could actually be at risk to pull it. And if he pulls it again, he'll be out for the rest of the series. So I think they'll let him sit out today. Next, I saw Chris Paul appears to be getting healthier. I saw more fluidity in his shots. He didn't appear to be straining it when he was shooting the ball. So I really love Chris Paul to have a monster game. Kimball Walker is iffy to play. But what I saw with Boston in the last game, now they didn't win the game, but they were moving the ball around. It appeared that they had a lot of rhythm. They were swinging the ball quick. The only time they had issues was when the ball would stick, and it typically sticks when it gets to Tatum's hands. Like Tatum needs to either shoot, pass, or dribble, but just holding it, pump faking 4 or 5 times, that's LeBron James' game. LeBron James is better when he pump fakes because he's setting you up to get space. But I think Boston, they need everyone to touch the ball. Now, yes, Tatum does have to score 35 points for them to have a chance, but he can still get his shots with ball movement. Also, when I look at, I'm going to break down the Boston game first. All right, so if you look at the Boston-Brooklyn game, you have James Harden, who is just on a tear. James Harden is gonna average 50. When you're passing the ball to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, you're gonna get 15 assists a game. You got Joe Harris and all of these phenomenal shooters, where you're going to have amazing performances. It's just what it is. And when I look at this, the point guard matchup, Kimball Walker is a game time decision. They got him as doubtful, so Pritchard is gonna get more shot attempts. At the shooting guard position, you got James Harden going up against Marcus Smart. That's going to be interesting. But in this game, I don't really see this game staying close. It's back in Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn's going to want to go ahead and win this series. Boston going to fight, but I think Brooklyn wins. All right, Portland against Denver. Portland against Denver is a game that is really close. These teams are neck and neck. I didn't realize how close they are. If Portland played better defense, they are the better team against Denver, but since Portland plays no defense, all Denver got to do is get hot. The thing with the NBA now, since everyone shoots 3-pointers, it can help you or hurt you. If you make 40% of your 3-point shot attempts, you are in any game. You have a chance to win any game. But what happens is a lot of these teams, they're shooting 28% from 3-point line, and they don't realize that getting to the basket actually creates easier 3-point shots and easier opportunities to be competitive. All right, the last game is the Los Angeles Lakers at Phoenix. Series is tied up 2-2. This is another series where I think Phoenix has a significant advantage because the Lakers couldn't handle DeAndre Ayton when Davis was in the game. Drummond can't handle Ayton. I mean, it's pretty obvious. That's why Ayton is not. That's why, if you notice, they're not even putting Drummond out there. They're putting Gasol out there because Ayton is dominating around the rim, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. So they're putting Gasol in the game to move Ayton out. So Gasol will be a decent play today because he's going to be very inexpensive. And I see Gasol getting about 25 fantasy points. I see Ayton getting about 35, 40. So depending on the money that you have, depending on who you'll pick. All right, now let's go through and break down the point guard position. All right, so you got Lillard at Denver. He's 10-3. He needs 50 fantasy points. Let's go look at his numbers. But with Lillard, he coming off at 36, 51. So I'm giving you Lillard. It's a no-brainer. I really think he bounced back in a big way. Second, you got Kyrie Irving. He's home against Boston. I think Kyrie Irving's going to be pissed off. And I think that Durant and Harden is going to want to get him going early. So I love him. You got Chris Paul. in his matchup against the Lakers. Chris Paul looks healthy, guys. I think Chris Paul puts up the same numbers that Kyrie Irving put up because I think that this game could possibly be a blowout. But Brooklyn is going to play their starters blowout or no blowout because they're trying to get a rhythm. They've only played like 13, 14 games together. And blowout or no blowout, Brooklyn will play their starters. I love Chris Paul in this matchup. Schroeder is so hot and cold, guys. Look at his numbers. He has a good game and then he goes MIA. Like, look at this. He can't go MIA with no Anthony Davis. He just can't do that. But he has been doing that. Walker is doubtful. I said that earlier. You got Campazzo. He's a guy who I really like, but he's at 6,000 now. If you look at his numbers, he's put up 30 in every game. So I like him too. Payne is probably not going to get as many minutes now because Paul is getting healthier. But Payne's a backup point guard, so he gets 25 minutes. So he's a point per minute kind of guy. So I see him getting that 28 to 30 point mark. Morris is starting to play more. I'm starting to like Morris. If you look at his numbers, he's getting 25 minutes, 4,700. I mean, he gave you 20 points in every game. He's an excellent play. Pritchard will play blowout, no blowout. Tatum takes so many shots. If you look at this game, he put up 20 fantasy points. He doesn't get a lot of shots. That's what worried me with him. Simmons, same thing. Caruso is hot or cold. So that's it, guys. So what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm not going to give you shooting guards, and I'm not going to give you centers. I'm gonna break down the rest of the positions. So I'm going Damian Lillard and Chris Paul because I think Lillard is going to be in a competitive game. I think Chris Paul is going to be in a competitive game as well. All right, so remember, I'm not giving you the shooting guard position. You can figure that out on your own. So I'm gonna do one small forward and then two power forwards, and then you can do your own center and shooting guards. All right, at the small forward position, you got Durant, who's 10-6. I believe he's going to play the whole game because they're trying to get a rhythm. And I think Durant's going to get you. Durant's the safer play. Out of anybody on this slate, I believe Durant gets you 60. Because they just don't have anyone that can stop Durant. But I'm going to give you LeBron James. This LeBron James is not the LeBron James that people want to see. What I mean by that is, us fans, we want to see this, but the coaching staff from the opposing team, because LeBron James is going to be aggressive. He's going to play bully ball. He's going to have to score. He's going to have to do what Russell Westbrook did when Washington upset Philly yesterday. He's got to get a triple-double. He's going to have to get 20 points, about 12 rebounds, and about 10 assists. I believe he does it. I think LeBron James goes for 70 fantasy points a day. Yes, you heard me. I believe he goes for 70. And the only way he won't is if he gets in foul trouble or if his guys is not making shots. If his guys is making shots, LeBron James will give you 70. So his 70 is going to be relied upon other guys scoring. But they're the worst team in the playoffs at shooting the three-point shot. So that's iffy. But if you're playing only cash games, go with Durant over LeBron. All right, so now let's go to the small forward position. Now, Tatum is going to be highly owned. He's worth it because he's gonna have to score. So I'm gonna go Tatum. He has to score. There's no other way. And I know that you don't have a lot of money left, right? So at the other power forward position, you got to go with someone a little lower. You could look at a Saric. You can see what kind of minutes he getting. He didn't even play in the last game. Kaminsky I think he's getting like 10 minutes or so. He had 6 minutes in the last game. He's a non-factor. JaMychal Green is probably getting about the same minutes. Oh, he had 20 minutes. That's not bad. I do like JaMychal Green at home. So you got Claxton. I think Claxton is going to get more minutes. If you look at his last game, he only played 7 minutes, but they didn't use him in the second half because they were trying to get a rhythm with the guys. So let's go with the safer play. We're going to go JaMychal Green. Now you got enough money to complete the rest of your lineup, guys. So, yes, it's a star-studded lineup. You're going to need a star-studded lineup today to win. But now with Tatum, I will say this. With Tatum, I would say he's not going to get 62 because he's not at home. So actually, guys, let's take Tatum off and we're going to make this a more balanced lineup. Davis is not going to play. I like Crowder's matchup because with no Anthony Davis, there's not going to be a physical specimen out there to guard Crowder. So I'm going to give you Crowder, and I'm going to give you Gordon. Gordon is going to have to score today. So now you have 5,400, and that's perfect. So that's it, guys. You got Lillard, Paul, James, Crowder, and Gordon. All right, guys, so that's it, guys. I'm on to break down the rest of the slate. So, guys, don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And, guys, don't forget to think and ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. And good hunting on your DFS contest. All right, thanks for watching the video, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to be a stat, remember, hit that subscribe button and also share this video. Thank you, and welcome to the Stat Room.